looking for on Telegram. So I was sitting here saying, God, maybe the kids stayed up or whatever. So what I went ahead and did was just, well, let me do something. So I went upstairs and just did stuff. But let me see, are we on? Go live. Okay. And I don't know if you can put that thing from Pace News out on Kumswalla, but we need to.
Okay, the one you just sent me.
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Patriarch Summit, so I know that people are coming. Come on in, y'all. It's just me and Sister Eve. We are talking. Where is everybody? There's zero. I see a lot of zeros. I wish there was some numbers in front of it. Um, but then again, they're doing all kinds of censorship. Isaiah Washington sent me multiple texts today, and I didn't get any of them.
Oh wow! I
And
think
so
he's
he called somebody else, and I was like, I didn't know you sent a text. I mean, I would have responded. I don't think I'm that important. Um, it says, there's censorship, but it says, I'm not world famous like you, but someone like shut me the hell up. There's someone that constantly tries to silence me, so I have to think I'm somebody to somebody. Hello, everyone. I got 4 people over here, 4 over there. We've
we're
got,
making progress. What's going on, everybody?
and you know what? I should
Join
get,
us.
yes, treat us like we white tonight. I'm thinking I got some other glasses, some better looking ones. I don't want any Roland Martin looking glasses on me. Let me see.
There you go.
Yeah, that looks less Roland Martin. And then let me get one more pair because this I don't like these either. Hold on 1 second. Roland Martin glasses.
To the room, if you're just now joining us, I know I'm not normally live on Mondays by myself, but here we are. Current events has led us to a conversation. We were supposed to have a different conversation tonight, but that's okay. Well, Dr. Short's a chock full of information that I think people should know anyway. Happy to always join him if he's available and the timelines sync up. And yes, your honor, rest in peace to James Earl Jones. I think a lot of us grew up on Mr. Jones. He was 93. It's insane how long we have to do these things to get the recognition that should be easy to come with, right? You all right over there, Dr. Short? You couldn't find your specs. I guess he's finding his glasses. Gotta be able to see. In the meantime, in between time, did you guys grow up on James Earl Jones? Darth Vader, Mufasa? What about King Joffrey?
I'm looking.
Dr.
Come
Short
on
was talking
in. Oh,
about
look at
Claudine.
this, Claudine. Everybody likes the welfare mother. She's probably the reason they cut that shit back. They didn't want us to be happy.
Look, I was trying to figure out a good little clip to share. I like to do the little look at what we're talking about type of thing, because it's really hard. Some of the audience has never actually seen some of these things. They don't have them
Well,
free.
he didn't wear a thong. He he was out with the old Hollywood. Whatever he had to do to get in, you don't know. He's born 1931. So what does that make him? About 90. He would have
Yeah,
been
93.
94 years old had he lived to 90, 93, not 83. He
93.
he would have, and if he had made it to January, he would have been 94. So this
Mm.
guy's been around a long time, and most of his big roles would have been before 2000, other than say maybe Lion King or some of these remakes. But peace
Now, he
to
was the
everybody.
original Mufasa. I got to give it to him because I don't know what Beyonce and them were doing with Lion King. That's like my favorite Disney movie. If I had to name one, it's probably the most real. If there is a thing with the cartoons and animation and such, but
Oh, it's very real if you're into the occult. If you're into pedophilia, Disney is like the realest thing ever. If you're into witchcraft, I mean, Disney is really good to you. Um,
look, let me show this clip, and then maybe you can tell me
Someone
why.
said he was in Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins, but even
Is
that
that
is 2008. So how much? That's almost 20 years ago. So that's what,
right?
eight take away four, 16 years ago. Think about the person that was 10 years old in 2008, or 8 years old, or was right, or the people that have been born since. So uh,
Well, look. So for that matter, I feel like I talked with Dr. Winters on Wednesday,
mhm.
and essentially I think that a lot of Black struggle has been stereotyped on to us versus it being a story that some people have a direct connection to because their parents did things to move on up, to the
Yeah,
east
but
side.
what is the black? This first and foremost, you're not gonna make. I'm not trying to take or change anything, but I'm gonna say to you that first of all, black is a conglomeration of cultures and peoples. That's first of all. It's a stupid idea to make everything one thing because it really doesn't work, and it hurts, and it's we end up doing to other people what we don't like. So
Right.
I've met. You can have insanity from the extreme fringe that everybody's just an African, period. And just no, you're nothing. Everything you do is African, and yet Africans in Africa aren't doing what you do.
Hmm.
And somehow you have to give. And yet when Africans come here, they don't attribute and say, oh, well, we're connected to the people here. Some do, but most don't. And they shouldn't be expected to. People doesn't take long to develop. For example, there were people living in the Levant or the Near East or Northeast Africa, depending on who you talk to, right?
Right.
Who had organizations, but you really didn't know, really, you didn't have anybody screaming about there being a Palestinian people. Not that they weren't there, but this idea, people, people, ethnic groups are born. People decide to be something. And this is one of the issues with black Americans is a lot of people have not decided, they haven't made up their minds. It's been an imposed identity. People who come from other places get forced into a black category or a white category, whether that's how they see themselves or not. This is part of the lack of freedom that exists in this society. We're what you say you are, and we're going to kick your behind if you break ranks with the group we put you in. So you have people in this culture who have a right. Everybody else can have a hyphenated identity except for us. And this black thing is very much the misappropriated concept of who black people are, dominated by white supremacy, is everybody's a slave, everybody came on a slave ship, everybody picked cotton, everybody rode the back of the bus, everybody's poor, right?
Right.
And that isn't exactly right. and everyone was a slave. A lot of people, maybe a significant number, maybe the majority, but not everybody and not in all instances. And it so sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes the answer is no. There's a lot of black Americans are a cosmos of people. Okay, and so I'll just take me. I have ancestors from Peru and from Mexico. I'm not running away from being a black American. It is what it is. I have ancestors from all over Africa. Cool. Some from the Middle East. That's cool. And all over Europe. But I'm very comfortable with the black designation. Some people were slaves in my family, and I try my best to know about them and learn as much as I can. Some people were Indian in my family. Okay, some people were more, some people European, and so but ultimately, because of this American culture and American racism and injustice and so forth, and experiences and who people felt comfortable with, you go from what? From Negro to colored to Negro again to black to African American to black American again.
Right.
But there are things that, some of the main things that hold us together is this lineage of the people who came from Africa, the lineage of people who were Indian that were already here, the lineage of the people that are the intermixture of those two, those people that are intermixed with the European, the this, the that, and the African and the Indian, and so forth. Some people whose families were never enslaved. Some people's folks were free and became enslaved and got free again. Some folks were Indian that were never enslaved. Some folks went from Indian to black. Some folks went from black to white. It, in reality, we've been living almost in reaction to the insanity of white culture, of Anglo-American hegemony, them pushing and bossing and oppressing and segregating and enslaving and forcing. Okay, and you have to deal with that. Do you follow? So we've got millions of people walking around who may be white presenting, who aren't even white and know it. Some that identify as black, some that identify as other, right? So this black thing being one thing or the other, some of the richest people in the country have been. However, there has been an effort by the largest society to make us all, basically, with the exception of dividing us on color when they came up with the classification of mulatto or getting certain buffer classes or tiers, is to create a solitary outcast group that can't go anywhere and feed off of us, sort of like ants do aphids, to have a parasitic relationship where we don't get to become producers. Okay, it's the same way people are to say, a lot of black folks, well, they say, well, they're from the cities. Well, no, we weren't always from the cities. We got run off the land even when we owned it, right?
Right.
And everybody's on a big plantation. No, everybody's not on a big plantation. Everybody didn't pick cotton. Some people did rice, some people did tobacco, some people did indigo, some people did apples, right? Right. Certain people did skilled work. Certain people lived in cities. right? It doesn't fit. Maybe the majority were in rural areas, but it depends on where you are. If you were in, say, New England or the Mid Atlantic, a significant number of people were in urban areas. So it becomes very messy and murky when you try to just say black is that. Instead, be prepared for some generalizations to be true and then some to not be true at all. For example, if you say, well, before 1865, everybody and throughout the South were enslaved. Mostly true, but not completely. So take, say, Washington, D.C., take Delaware, take Maryland. In Washington, D.C., and Delaware, and in Maryland, the majority of the black people south of the Mason-Dixon line were free before 1865. I mean, the vast majority. In Maryland, it's approaching, I think it's over 50%. Okay, so the majority free. In D.C., it's like about 80%, and Delaware, it's about 80%. That's not the story you'd have of the South with slavery, that like the vast majority of black folks were free. Now, these are relatively smaller areas, but even, say, in Virginia, you had out of what, 800,000 people, you had about a significant number of people that were free, although the vast majority were enslaved. And in some areas, you had practically no free black people, like, say, Mississippi. But you had a lot in Louisiana, right next to Mississippi. And then the other thing is who's white and who's not white, because that changed. And do you follow this? There's no science to it. Where there is a science is that messing over people based on their origin is evil and it's wrong. And we can all agree to that.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. I guess it's just because we're delineating right now, I find that it's...
Well, the delineation is, look, it ain't hard. Your ass just got here. Why are you in the middle of our shit? When there's Caribbean Day, I don't see any black American marshals in there, nor should they be there. How the fuck did they get an attitude when we say we want something for ourselves, other than you're pilfering something that you know belongs to another group of people? This was going to happen. This was something that a Senegalese man who was a European, a United Nations rapporteur, said that foreign black people were a problem to black American advancement in 1996. And who ran him out of the country? President Bill Clinton. Because they were bringing people in to do this. So, I mean, anyone that understands human rights understands that what's being done around identity to people in this country is a means to destroy them. It's actually an act of genocide to put a Jamaican in as a black American when that person has no common heritage in recent times with us. I'm not mad at them. I'm not pissing on Jamaicans or anybody. But how many black Americans go to Jamaica and run for office and pretend to be something that they're not, and act against the interest of the Jamaican people, and get backed by white people, and the Jamaicans supposed to suck it up because that person said so, or because some of their homoerotic degenerates and their secret societies, because they have them too, say this person's the same as us because, well, she gave me a blowjob in the stairwell at Douglas Hall at Howard back in the day, and that's black enough for me. Even creating a buffer class of people to repress the majority is a violation of our human rights. However, you have to understand something. The criminal boule, the criminal black elite, and I'm telling everybody, the day that folks start throwing rotten eggs and cabbages and tomatoes and pies and flower bombs that didn't say rocks at people's cars and throwing toilet paper up their house and cursing them, trader niggas, sellouts, and people saying, "Is your dad that fag that said we shouldn't have reparations?" And the kids run home crying, "Mom and Dad, everybody hates me. They say you sold us out." I grew up with white Virginians. I learned straight up how white people keep folk on code. They're willing to do scorched earth. If we think there are too many blacks at this school, anyone that disagrees with this, we're going after everybody. We're going to confront you in church. We're going to confront you in the mall. We're going to confront you everywhere. How dare you betray us? How dare you be a nigger lover?
It just sounds
I'm not saying, I'm not talking about being bigoted. I'm not talking about hating another group of people. I'm not even into that. Look, if I were to pull out one of my DNA things, if they were to describe me based on their research, they would describe me as a Nigerian via Jamaica. Okay, I'm not mad at Nigerians. They're just not black Americans. I'm not mad at Jamaicans. I showed a little nurse that was discriminating against me in the hospital. What are you? At first she was being shitty towards me. Nasty. I got bad service because it's a black American. Then she heard me talking to a Jamaican person talking about all this Jamaican shit, and the bitch got confused. No black American knows shit about us. They're all stupid. He knows so much about this. Wait a minute. I've been treating him wrong. Get that? I've been screwing him because he's a Yankee. Oh, he could be one of us I'm being shitty to. So she says, "What are you?" I says, "I'm an American." "But where are your parents?" My parents are American. And my grandparents are American. My great-grandparents. And my great-great-parents are American. Do I have Jamaican relatives? Yep. But I'm American. I live here. I got Canadian family. I have Sierra Leonean family. I have family in South Africa. I have family in Ghana. I have family in Liberia. I got family in the Caribbean. Sure I do. I have family in Brazil. I mean, it's relatively recent. But I live in America. What do you mean? That's just, and what difference does it make to you? Does it mean I won't get good service because I'm not? Because I'm from America? If I'm Jamaican, do I get treated better? Like the sorry ass IV she put in my hand is falling off. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? These people actually practice this identity thing. It's very important to them. They're very much aware that if black Americans start thinking as a people, which we don't, we're simply non-white persons that can't be accepted by white people. That isn't the basis of peoplehood. That's a cop-out. That's individualistic instead of a collective. I am part of a group of people who live in the United States and have a rooted history here. We're foundational. And I don't need anybody for my goddamn identity. I don't need anyone African. I don't need anyone Caribbean. I don't need anybody that's white and American. I'm who I say I am. White people come from broke-ass countries here, and they develop an identity that they want you to respect. You mean we can't come up with an identity with all of our accomplishments in this country to respect ourselves? Isn't that retarded? So I got to go to some village in Africa where people shit in a hole in the ground, and that person's going to tell me I have worth and value. Shit, if they had that much ability to convince people their worth and value, why aren't those countries more developed? Why haven't they kicked out the white people? Why haven't they dealt with their African boule and their African secret societies where everyone wants to screw and run with the people in other races and give all the resources to everybody but their own people like our boule does? How are they going to make me better?
That's a hell of a point.
And I'm not knocking, look, I can't wait. I'm waiting for my settlement money. I can't wait to go back to Africa. Africa is great. Africa is the best place in the world to go if you have some motherfucking money. Go to Africa, but don't go to a country that's having a war. A little bit of the money this bullshit dollar that goes a long ass way. Depending on where you go in Africa, you could live great. But the African who does not have currency backed by the American military and these unfair World Bank and Bretton Woods agreements, the Africans over there that are not well to do struggle. That's why folks will drink salt water on the rudder of a ship going from Nigeria to America to get here. That's why folks will sell bodies, sell organs, kill people, steal identity to come here. Because they can get here and they can steal and fuck over black Americans, have a better life than they could ever have in their own country. In fact, send money back home so they can live the way they want to, having used this black identity and pimped it without giving anything in return. I ain't mad at them, but call it what it is.
It's
call it what the hell it is. Did I say I hate people? Am I saying spiritual? I don't operate. I know most Africans I know are well educated, PhDs, businesses. So it's not about trashing people, but it's like when my Nigerian brother came and I had to say to him, I want you to see my grandmother in the picture. My grandmother is not an African. My grandmother is an Indian from America who's darker than me. Okay, so everybody you see in America that's dark skinned does not have slave ancestry. I can't find in that entire family tree I taught you about, there's only one person I found that was a slave, and it wasn't even for 4 or 5 years. That's out of 400 years. I'm not saying that particular branch of my family, no slaves, 0. And then there's some slaves on that same family tree, but not everybody is slave, because some of the people are Indians that married black people. They weren't slaves. They were free to come and go. What can I, this is why I don't like the Pan-Africanists. The whole world was black. Dumb fucks. Liar, conscious community niggas. Stop lying. The word in the Bible for Adam or Adami or whatever means black or brown. The first man's black. And the first woman pulled from the black man, she would have had to have been black too, if you go by the Bible. That means all their kids were black, and so this whole white thing is relatively new. Which means there were black people in Australia, black people in China, black people in Japan, black people in India, black people in Russia. Of course, black people in Africa, black people in North and South America. They didn't all get there through slave ships. Meaning that
these people the truth, Dr. Short, they're going to be mad at you.
Some of my folks, definitely slaves. Not ashamed of them. The shame is finding out that some of the slaves in my family were the children of their own family. Okay, so when I look at my great-grandfather, born in, say, about 1812, and his father owned him until 1865, and put him in the will to give to another child, acknowledging that he's his kid, but gave his 10 or 12 black kids to his 9 or 10 white kids, where brothers and sisters owned each other. That's disgusting. But I'm not ashamed of that. Slavery and conquest of people happens everywhere, all the time. So let's grow up. The issue is not having been a slave, people. The issue is having stayed a goddamn slave. The issue is getting behind Kamala Harris or getting behind fake-ass Republicans. fighting for everybody else. Even people with machetes robbing and raping people get respect from the police, and we don't. I think you got your thing up there. So look, let's segue back to James Earl Jones because you want your audience to see that.
Um, you get married. We might drop the spice program, but this will be determined after your financial status has been computed by us. It has nothing to do with age of the children. You understand?
Okay, and that's Madge Sinclair. She's a Caribbean, by the way. You know damn well you can't go to the islands or any place and get opportunities, not for the most part.
If you're married, you must apply for welfare. That's for sure.
You must apply for welfare. Otherwise, this would constitute a misuse of agency.
Very interesting, the job.
If the husband's unwilling or unable to make a contribution equal to what
Well, look, let's stop that and go back to this for a moment.
You understand?
Pause it. Look, there's a profound amount of dishonesty and denial and what is it called? Data adversity. Translation, Black Americans, or if that doesn't work, niggas don't like the truth. Anglo-Americans are at war with us and have been for hundreds of years and are not going to stop. They're not going to suddenly like and include us. That's so damn stupid. If your parents told you that, they're fucking morons. People hate us, and the biggest problem is we hate ourselves. And it would be a lot easier for us to start liking and embracing and accepting of self than it is to march around with signs and demand that other people who've been taught by their parents and grandparents and great-grandparents to hate the shit out of you, whether you did anything to them or not, it's easier for you to accept yourself and like yourself than to get someone that hates you to like you. That's misdirected energy. All the Black Americans at the end of that, they're traitors and they're psychos. And I'm not telling you to hate anybody, but you're at war. When you drive and the police stops you, he's going to treat you differently typically. Now you may get some good, decent officers, thank God for them, but they're crazy ones like the one that shot Miss Massey, who had a conflict with his sister at some mental hospital. People at war with us, and therefore now it's coming to bite them on the ass that they had a big problem providing any kind of opportunities to Black Americans, but they're so generous with everybody else. Now they've brought all these people over here who are practicing germ and chemical warfare against the majority with fentanyl and sending diseased and you know, these people don't want to be bothered with us. Once they get established, they're going to go where the money is. Who do you think they're going to rob? Who do you think they're going to bully? And isn't it interesting how the Oath Keepers, those white bastards, were marching through Ferguson when the people were protesting police brutality? But you don't see any of those goddamn Oath Keepers up in Aurora, Colorado. Where are you white supremacists? Where are you white militias that want to kill Black people in cold blood at a supermarket or a church? You can massacre Black folks just trying to get along in their land of birth. But these invaders come in here with the mind to steal and to kill and harm people. And I don't think these people want to fight. And you know what? They're used to Black Americans sucking up abuse. We've trained people to screw over us by tolerating shit. We've done this. Okay, all I can say to you is sometimes it doesn't always require a fight. Sometimes it just requires saying, I'm not doing it. Now, I was talking to a gentleman. You need to know, sister, that there's a documentary being made on Sheree Peoples, the woman that Kamala had thrown in jail because her daughter had sickle cell. And when the gentleman reached back to me and says, oh, well, now we're going to get the story and we're going to talk about how Kamala Harris has abused minorities. And I told him, no, we're not. At least not me. Kamala Harris didn't abuse minorities. Kamala Harris abused Black Americans. and yet
Right.
pretends to be a black American. And I says, I don't care. We're not going to agree. I don't care. You're not going to parse out our oppression to other people like it's shared. It isn't shared. It's primarily us. And they're trying to pull this bullshit to get people to vote for her on primarily us. You're trying to like help Trump. You're not going to help Trump showing white people that she bothered everybody. They're not going to care about that. But the black people, if you convince them that she's out to get us, then you may make an impact. In Pennsylvania, Minnesota, Arizona, Georgia, right? Virginia, North Carolina, all the little swing states. We have black population. I don't think that they would like hearing that she threw a mother in jail.
At this point, I don't think that people give a damn about the common sense of it all.
No,
It seems
but some people do care.
Against their interests.
Some people do give a damn. Look, they do give a damn about the common sense of it all. That's why there's censorship. That's why I got kicked off of TikTok making short videos with pictures about Kamala Harris. And someone said, stop this. This has to be stopped. Block this. We don't want people hearing this.
Right.
If people start knowing that Kamala Harris is a drunk who probably snorts cocaine, I believe that. I believe that's why she has a cognitive decline. A lot of people who snort cocaine have problems thinking and communicating. Have you ever noticed when the artists snort cocaine, how they're not coherent and you're like, what are they talking about?
Right.
That I've seen alcoholics that can hold a conversation, especially if they're trying to get some sex and they're tipsy. She doesn't look, in fact, she's so easy, you probably don't have to talk to her. But I'm wondering if that's cocaine. Remember, she's a party girl, and you're in those circles where they have cocaine. Okay, I
You're not making a bad point. I can't say that that's not a bad point. Everything that she does seems like they understand she's a bad image by herself. She needs the help. She can't get on by herself,
But you see, they're functioning alcoholics.
For sure.
You know who don't function that well? Cokeheads. Cokeheads don't function, they self-destruct more rapidly than alcoholics. Yes, I'm saying on the Angry Black Men's Book Club, and it's interesting, she would like the white drug.
That's even more funny.
Yes, it's so, I think Kamala Harris is a cokehead along with alcohol. I think she's a polysubstance abuser. I think so. And to me, they can do what they want. They can say what they want. They can. They're making my channel freeze. That's okay. I'm talking about Kamala being a cokehead, y'all. So if it freezes up, that's because it froze again. That's the kind of censorship that you're dealing with. That kind of fascism. They can't afford the public taking a good look at her. In fact, I sent you that song, the Kamala song. Did you listen to it?
You sent me the Kamala song, the new song?
No, the Kamala song from the hip hop guy.
Oh yeah, no, you sent that to me.
I don't know if you can play that. I really like that. And I'm not even a big hip hop person. But I don't think you can't play that on StreamYard.
I might can.
No, we don't want to strike on the channel.
Oh, it's copyright.
Yeah, but I want everybody. There's an artist named Loza Alexander who has a really good song. It's called "Fuck Kamala." I mean, the song really tells a good story. Really, I just couldn't think of a better way to describe how we should feel. So it's on YouTube. Um, it's just look up Kamala Harris and Rosa Alexander, uh, uh, Loza Alexander and Kamala Harris, or it's also called Liar Kamala.
I posted it in the chat for you guys to check out on your phone.
Yes, it's a great, and they've been stifling that song, and it's a really good. You've heard it.
Definitely is a great song.
It's a great song about Kamala Harris. It's a great anti-Kamala Harris song, and everybody should know about it. But I just want to say that if you start looking at all the people that are supporting Kamala Harris, a lot of them are deviants. They know that Kamala Harris is going to push for the legalization of pedophilia. And
Well, I mean,
one more time, and I'll shut up. Her vice president was here in D.C. at the Human Rights Campaign, which is the largest sodomite civil rights organization, headed by a black stud that looks like Kobe Bryant with too much lipstick on. Her name is Kelly Robinson. So if you've ever seen a little stupid ass Kobe Bryant looking broad that can't tell the person to define a woman, that's the stupid black lesbian that runs the Human Rights Campaign, the largest sodomite rights thing. They're the ones who really fight against black rights. All the people that you see acting fanatically around Kamala Harris, she does look like Kobe Bryant. And if she didn't smile, when I see her, she looks like Kobe Bryant. And I mean,
I'm not disagreeing.
She looks like she looks like Kobe Bryant, and she also looks like Dwayne Wade's son, cross between Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade's son, but got Kobe Bryant's shape of face, his General Kobe face, and yeah, that's with the lipstick. She looks like Kobe Bryant, you know.
I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, hard-looking broad. I'm sorry. You look at the people pushing for Kamala, they're almost always deviants. Roland Martin, Ricky Smiley. It's never people who are stable. Oprah Winfrey. It's never anybody that's not pushing family-destroying, baby-killing policies. All the people leading us to hell and slow genocide through abortion and sodomy, these are the people fighting for Kamala Harris. That's what she stands for. She's going to give black people the same thing that Obama did, abortion and sodomy. And you can cut your dick or your tits or get your coochie stitched up, and they'll make something of you can make it with Play-Doh penis and pretend that that's a dick. It's sickening. It's sickening. And I just want to say this. Yeah, I didn't see the story, but you need to look about the woman who Kamala had the hit and run accident. She hit this girl, and she's been paralyzed for life. And Kamala had the family threatened to cover up, so the girl waited for her mother to die. Kamala practically destroyed this girl's life. She's a vicious, evil, nasty, slutty woman. And I'm going to keep emphasizing she's a hoe. That's the only thing that she's done well, consistently. And I'm certain she's a polysubstance abuser. I believe in my heart. And that's part of what goes with when you do all of this strange sex and all. A lot of people take drugs to deaden their conscience. And I'll go back and remind people.
You're killing black babies.
Yeah, well, also the rigors of being online, pledging, aka back in the 80s at Howard, the rumor was that you snorted cocaine to endure the rigors of being online. The rigors of being screwed by the people in the other fraternities. The rigors of even selling your pussy right down on 14th Street, the strip. Okay, yes, it's alleged that this is what they did. I believe it happened.
There's nobody gonna come out and say that it didn't happen.
Well,
then
I
guess.
mean, then fucking sue me so we can go into discovery.
That part.
Hey
I don't
Eve,
want
Eve,
to.
I texted you a bunch of numbers. Did you text them the link?
I didn't get any text from you with a bunch of numbers.
Okay. So you can't put
But I
that.
can send. I did send Black Rose the link.
Okay. All right. So she should have it. Because people, I don't know, they wait until the last minute. I mean, we started late too. Come on, y'all. Anyway,
I'll send it
so
to her again.
I want Kumswalla, and look, y'all, what happened in California is what the Boule does all over the country. The Boule is running the reparations task force here in D.C. They're not even people in Washington. They don't even want to let you know who they are. And the person who's sitting over the task force is Greek. The Greeks across this country, the Boule, if you're in a goddamn sorority or fraternity, your ass is standing in the way of reparations. If you want to see those motherfuckers change, burn your damn regalia. Turn in your membership. I can't be around you goofy ass motherfuckers. Our people need to move.
That part. That is
That's
the part
that. This is the
matters.
reason. This is the it. White people aren't so strong. It's black evil, black immorality, black lack of accountability that stands in our way. If we wait too long, the dollar won't be worth a goddamn thing. With the BRICS nations rising, what the hell are we waiting for? And imagine the dollar goes, the economy goes bust, and we never had shit. Do you really think that these people that can come together from other countries who have a fucking identity that aren't so ashamed that they have to spend all their money on weave and skin lightening and contact lenses and butt lifts, do you think that they're going to want to feed or take care of us, or that they give a damn that we built this country, that we were here first?
Absolutely
It's
not.
not
That's
going to
what
happen.
it's out.
We're being set up to be wiped out. And these people say, we never owned you. What does that have to do with us?
Mm.
And that's the people of color. Fuck off and fuck you. Okay. Oh, right. That's the freak off of injustice coming our way. Anybody that's voting for Kamala Harris, I want to tell you, you're a piece of shit. It is not that Donald Trump is Mr. Wonderful. That's not what I'm trying to sell you. What I'm trying to sell you is the little Haitian dude. Did y'all see what's happening in Springfield, Ohio, where black folks used to be super oppressed by white people? They brought in tens of thousands of Haitians. They're killing people's dogs and cats, just taking shit.
Yeah, I saw the guy he was talking about watching people just chop the heads off of geese.
Yeah,
And just take them off.
without any preparation to live here, they're gonna live like they lived in Haiti. I'm talking about shit in the street, piss in the street, whatever. That's all they know. And I know that there's a stupid, dumb fuck Pan-Africanist person listening that's gonna say, I'm picking on people. If you didn't have toilets in your house, why would you know what a toilet was when you got here?
Point.
You don't. Why
That's what I've
would
been
you know?
thinking about.
There are people. If you go to other countries, they don't all use toilet paper. Some people use napkins, paper towels, rags. Some people have a bidet where they shoot water up their ass. I'm just telling you, they rinse your asshole out. Yes, they do.
I'm saying if you come from a country with no plumbing, you should be able to be a doctor or a nurse or anything with regards to hygiene and cleaning and healing. I think that's
You know, again, all I can tell you is that who's going to get hurt? We are. And guess who won't care? The government won't care, nor will the black boule, because they live in gated areas. The black people making decisions over how we live don't live around us anymore. And I want to tell you a little dirty secret how it happened, because it used to be black folks would confront people in leadership all the way up until maybe early 90s. But what had been happening from the late 70s through the 80s and the 90s, and it really picked up in the 2000s, is that the boule that had been forced to be involved in civil rights because they had to do it, or there was some commitment from the older people, because you see, they'd hang your ass from a tree with your fucking regalia on. Okay. Then once the boule people had sold out, and let's go through this. Martin Luther King's assassination had the approval of the black elite. Medgar Evers' assassination had the approval of the black elite. Malcolm X's assassination had the approval of the black elite. Whitney Young's assassination had the approval of the black elite. Mark Clark and Fred Hampton's assassination had the approval. And all your black political prisoners and everybody that's ever fought for your black asses to have any of the rights. Blacks who had made it signed off on white people putting you in jail, running these people out of the country, keeping them from being known.
But that sounds like what you just said. It's their fault that we are even at the position.
It is their fault. This is a crime being committed against you. Now, all black people who act against the collective advancement of our people are criminals. That includes people selling dope, prostitution, but okay, so our criminal subversive class that undermines our morals and values. They're the people that we're told to see as bad, gangsters and so forth. But the same way you have white collar crime for white people, you have white collar crime for black people. The boule are white collar criminals. And proof that these people in California, did you see punk ass Governor Newsom say that people owe those sellout traitors in the California Legislative Black Caucus, we owe them a goddamn apology? No, we owe them a lynching.
Absolutely. They need to be careful. The worst thing, publicly.
That these people should get hate calls for the rest of their lives. Hate emails for the rest of their lives.
I agree.
These people should be hounded, insulted. Amos Brown should have people show up in his church every Sunday, and that dude should be afraid. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. Black people are totally hypocritical and inconsistent. You know, I had an opportunity to spend about 6 hours with Clarence Thomas, 6 hours with Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas has security guards because Clarence Thomas is very much aware that people don't like him. As long as our black traitors, usually Democrats, because very few Republican blacks get anywhere, walk around never having any conscience and acting against us, our failure to say, you know what, I really wish I could like take your ass in like a back room and beat the shit out of you. Not that you do it, but say, you know how many people would like to just punch all the consciousness out of you for what you did? Do you understand? To make someone all of a sudden wake up, I betrayed my people. You see, because we don't have a concept of black being a people, because all this delineation It's not getting anywhere until you recognize we are Black American people. This is who we are. This is where we stay. This is what we get. This is what we must have. This is what we want. And these are the people that are not in our group. The same way I was saying to you, that devil said minorities, and I says, no, you're not going to have me tell you it's minorities. And I said to him, do Jews share their reparations for the Holocaust with Armenians? He said, no. Then damn it, I don't share Black American stuff with others. Who the fuck told you you could do that? And how the hell you think you could have that conversation with me? And the black person listened, surprised. No, I'm going to talk to everybody the same. And I repeat, you'll never hear me come on here and say, I hate all those white motherfuckers. I don't hate. I don't hate all of anybody. That's pointless. I despise individuals like Roland Martin or Jelly Hole Martin or Jelly Hole Martin or Jelly Roll Martin. There are people I can't stand, like D.L. Hewley, who looks like a tranny mom's Mabley. I do despise them. I do despise Mark Furman and the cop that shot Miss Massey. Yes, there are people I don't like, but hating whole groups of people, it doesn't really do anything, because everybody black I know that says they hate white people hurt black people.
I think it's about the it's like clickbait. When people start saying certain things, it's almost like a code word for
I talking about hating people is not as good as hating injustice, hating unfairness, hating black on black hatred, hating black divestment, where we don't spend money with each other, where we don't work together. There's plenty of stuff to hate on what we do, and we could then act. You're never going to be able to control the opinions and attitudes of other people, but you can do something about your own.
Right.
There has to be consequences and penalties. Part of why Kamala Harris is able to run as a black woman, I can just tell you, there's a little stud down in Atlanta, Bernice King. If you got a statue of Gandhi on your church lawn, then you already know how those coons in Atlanta that are Greeks feel about Kamala. And if you've been watching, they've been busting freaks from Atlanta all over Georgia to make it seem as if this hole has a following. I think the only place that Kamala Harris could have a following is Pornhub. And she's aged the hell out of that.
She might have a following there.
She probably does have, and I'm just thinking, now I tell you something, if Kamala Harris really ended up homeless, she could make a lot of money blowing up inflatable mattresses, man. She could probably blow that thing up, man. Can you imagine?
That would be a spectacle.
You have inflatable furniture and have Kamala as a technician. And this stuff be back popping up. Oh my God, you did that. So, okay, that'll be $550. Go to the next house and have her.
Yeah, she's a cheap one, right? That's crazy though, because in no time it's almost like.
Oh look, there's someone in Valdosta, Georgia. How you doing in South Georgia? Valdosta, Georgia. Wow, that's way down, deep in the heart of Georgia. I have a friend in Valdosta, so peace out to you. I always say hi to people in really small, broke-ass southern towns, because I usually have relatives down in these places. I do. I mean, so my father told me we have family in Valdosta and all down there. I just don't know everybody. I know a little bit more about Tift County than where Valdosta is. But, yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Look, we also want to talk about something else. And I got this book, and I was lucky. I was able to dodge the price. This book that I got, I just got it today, and I need to like put it somewhere I can find it. This is my book, uh, Hitler's Priestess. This book here is about how this French woman took German Nazism to India. I'm bringing this up because Kamala Harris's family has connections to Nazism. We black people are doomed. And I know this is esoteric for niggas that want to hear about pyramids. Fuck you too. I'm not doing that. There are plenty of Negroes. You got SETI and all those bogus people up in New York that have all these arguments about pyramids and the temple complexes and all that. How's that going to save our asses? And SETI and those motherfuckers are Caribbean. And they got all these black Americans talking about other countries, getting paid to tell you about something in Africa that may or may not exist. And you got your eye off the ball here while his folks replace your ass here. But this is Nicholas Goodrick Clark. This book called Hitler's Priestess, Savitri Devi, The Hindu Aryan Myth and Neo-Nazism. So all Nazis that go around and kill people, the Ukrainians that kill people here or in other places, they kill black people in Europe, they all are linked, and they think of the Indians as their friends. Let me read the inside jacket of this. In this window onto the roots and evolution of an international neo-Nazism, of which Kamala Harris is a part, whether you guys think so or not, Nicholas Goodrick Clark reveals the powerful impact of one of fascism's most creative minds. Savitri Devi's influence on neo-Nazism and other hybrid strains of mystical fascism have been continuous since the mid-1960s. Her works have been reissued and distributed through various neo-Nazi networks, and she has been lionized as the foremother of Nazi ideology. Her appeal to neo-Nazi sects lies in the very eccentricity of her thought, combining Aryan supremacy and anti-Semitism with Hinduism. Who's a Hindu? Kamala Harris. How do I know she's a Hindu? Because the bitch has pictures of a bindi on their forehead. She's never renounced this shit. She believes it. Social Darwinism, which means that you consider non-white people inferior, especially blacks. Animal rights, so animals first, people last. And fundamental biocentric view of life has resulted in a curious yet potent alliances and radical ideology. As one of the earliest Holocaust deniers and the first to suggest that Adolf Hitler was an avatar, a god come to earth in human form to restore the world to a golden age, Devi became a fixture in the shadowy neo-Nazi world. And Hitler's Priestess, Nicholas Goodrick Clark, examines how someone with so little tangible connection to Nazi Germany became such a powerful advocate of Hitler's misanthropy. Hitler's Priestess illuminates the life of a woman who achieved the status of a prophetess for her penchant for redirecting authentic religious religious energies in the service of regenerate fascism. When you get mistreated by a lot of these Indians in these stores and places, it's not all Indians. Some of them are into Hindu Nazism. Hindu Nazism is very strong in India. The president of India is a Hindu Nazi. Black is inferior. Blacks are subhuman. And you dumb fuckers want to vote for this shit. A lot of black people have a death wish, and I long ago reached the conclusion that huge numbers of black Americans are just going to have to get wiped out and destroyed because they don't think, they won't read, they don't listen, they won't follow, they don't check. As compared to people from Jamaica and everywhere else, black Americans have more access to books and knowledge than any other group of people that are black in the world. and we're too fucked up compared to what we have access to. And I can say that with authority because I know other people, brilliant people, and folks don't even talk to you because you went to school. My favorite story is being a teacher in Tennessee, and my stupid semi-literate students would rather ask each other the answers to the questions than to ask me. And their asses didn't study. Why are you talking to the sorriest motherfucker in the class? Why couldn't I mean? I'm not hiding information from nobody. If you want to know,
it's easier to talk to your peer than it is to talk to the teacher.
no.
You know.
I'm a dumbass nigga, and I want to talk to another dumbass nigga. Even though, and I said to him, I said to him, both of you are stupid as hell. Okay, so. And even if you trust him, his ass doesn't give you the grade. I do. Seems as if when you're at work, you don't ask your coworker for your paycheck. Why would you ask, especially a coworker that never came to work? I mean, what the hell logic? And what it really is there's a kind of forgive me, suicidal, stupid, data adverse Negro who lives his whole life through avoiding information as if you're going to get erectile dysfunction if you learn or have a big vocabulary or you read a book. Your dick won't get hard again. I can assure you your dick will get hard again. If all these books gave me erectile dysfunction, that shit would have fell off years ago.
I'm dying every time you use a reference like that because that's how contagious they think. Or some people really do have a goal for the educated black man.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to be educated. I have a friend. He had a woman come to his house. He just knew he was going to get some ass. But he had all these bookshelves. She saw the books and she ran out of his house and never spoke to him again.
Oh my God.
I had that experience with, yes. Experiences. A girl I had a crush on. Her name was Selena. I was trying to push up on this girl so hard. It's like, damn, I'm not even getting turned down. Eventually, a friend of hers said to me, she's flattered that you're trying to talk to her. So it's not that you're bad looking or anything, but she doesn't believe that you could like her. And this is after months. I'm thinking, huh? I says, well, what did I do? She says,
right.
Well, what you always do. What am I always doing that's bombing?
Being smart.
She said, you like books. I says, I like books. You mean that's... the book was like birth control. Or like the cross to Dracula. Hold the book up, the girl close her legs. Maybe Kamala's the same way.
I gotta show this to you because it's like it's almost what you were talking about. Do you know that rapper is Suki Hana?
No, I don't follow rap, but I do love that song. Of Kamala, of Kamala. I ain't voting for you, ho. I ain't voting for you, ho. That's a good song. Kamala Liar, please, Sister Miriam, did you get? It's great. And they keep singing, I ain't voting for you, ho. And that's like old rap almost with the message in it. I just wish it had a real drum versus a synth, but it was still good.
Dr. Short, watch this real quick because you said that women are afraid or they run and then, all right, this is what they're dealing with.
You're a musician. I learned from you today so I can get to know you. So I'm a musician.
Can you post the Kamala video, Sister Miriam, in the chat?
Yeah, I'm not no musician. I make music. And that's not all I do. I make music. I act.
Oh, I've seen this before. I've seen this before.
Just really quick, I think you're confusing.
But I mean, that's why the girls don't like you with the books.
Well, but I know my favorite teacher, who I don't know. The most embarrassing experience I ever had was when I was a freshman at Howard. I saw this woman, and I sat down and started rapping to her, trying to push up on this lady. And the professor of the class said, now I'm going to have a special lecture by Dr. Medina Cruz. And this woman got up and got on stage, and I wanted to just hide and say, "Oh my God, I was trying to bust a rap to my instructor, and she didn't even stop it. She was looking. I felt so stupid, And my piece went, I, like run. But I hold on. Let me tell you something. The reason that she didn't stop me from talking to her, I was 17. Later I heard she would have men come by her house, and she loved books, and the guys would see the books and turn their back on her. That she's the same titties, same ass, but books. And that is because in the age of information, and the age in which people said black people are intellectually inferior to white people, black people are subhuman, black people are stupid. We have a culture that loves stupidity and ignorance and dumbness. And all the while saying it's not fair for white people to say we're stupid, it's not. And yet you meet someone black that's intelligent and you shun them. Because deep down inside, a lot of black people do believe that they're stupid. They do believe that they're inferior. And a black person that likes reading, a lot of folks are lazy. I don't want to have to listen to this conversation. Like, I know certain people, and I've heard guys give stories of where a girl says, let's screw, just don't talk. You can have all the push you want. Please don't ask me to have an engaging conversation. Because these people don't have anything to say. So, you can have, please don't talk to me. Don't use big words. It's, my God, literally you have to have autism to make these hoes feel secure. The same thing for the women. I remember those stupid girls at the parties would act like they were drunk. They'd get a little wine. So the guys thought that they were kind of high, and the guys would pay attention to them. Because if the girls were sober and the guys were dumb and didn't know how to get her attention, they would, damn, I need to find someone that's drunk. Who's based out up in here? And you wonder, that's why the little dumpy girl that nobody really wanted, when they would, want someone to screw just to get through the weekend, it was often the least attractive girls, but they were available. They're sort of like gloves in the wintertime, if you don't lose them.
If you don't lose them, oh my goodness. Dr. Short, we got Black Rose in the house.
Oh, well, hey, white man to you, sister.
You see her?
And peace to the wife. And we need to talk about this sorry ass Kamala and this fake ass, white woman. What you say?
White woman to you.
Oh, praise God. You're blessed. Yes. You got a big heart.
Yes.
Look, I want to say to this. How many of y'all think that Megan Thee Stallion is really a black woman? I know there's some stupid hoes out there looking for empowerment so hard. I'm sorry, black women, you motherfuckers go all the way into the gutter to look for womanhood and empowerment. When there are a lot of decent black women walking every day with their head upright, no matter, and they don't get to be the symbol of empowerment. But little stupid, degenerate, even transsexual, call themselves a black woman, and y'all all rally to them like Coons ran after Floyd George, who was a junkie, who was an asshole. I didn't want the people put their feet on his neck, all that kind of shit. But dude, you fuck around and found out swallowing that fentanyl and shit that ultimately killed you. Not that they should have done that, but so someone said she's a black man. I think that Megan Thee Stallion's a goddamn man. I agree with you, Richard. Global Experiences. I think Enterprises. I think that Megan Thee Stallion is a goddamn black dude. And I really don't have any respect for all the stupid ass black women that let these black trans men fake like they're black women and do the stuff. I'm thinking about, I'll just say this. Up until about 1960, that's not that long ago. What's that, 65 years ago? Black women could not work in the major stores in Washington, D.C. Under no circumstances, which you could be a janitor or something like that, but you could not be a person that makeup or that. Okay. I'm not boasting. I'm only just trying to say how things go. My mother is one of the first young black women to work in downtown D.C. But if you had seen how my mother looked, they really couldn't justify, even with Jim Crow, telling someone of my mother's quality, no. So my mother's one of the first people to work downtown. I look at, and so that means my mother and other black women, I'm not saying that I wanted anyone working for anyone else, but I'm saying that my mother and them, these black women were sharp. They carried themselves in such a way that they made a way. DC wasn't a majority black city exactly then. DC became a majority black city in the 60s. But we're talking about even majority black. Birmingham may have been majority black. A majority doesn't mean anything. That has nothing to do with who gets jobs. Proof of that is DC is still about half black, and black folks don't get jobs here. The mayor is black, a black stud. I think Megan Thee Stallion's a man. I think a lot of these really nasty people are men. And they pick the worst, the most despicable things and claim that that's how black women are. Even though we do have some scummy black women out there, that's true. But there's competition. I see the black men get even some of the skankiest white women, even white men don't want. That reminds me, this dude that was messing with me named Robert Walker was a roommate. And he was criticizing me for not screwing a lot of girls when I was a first year at UVA. And I said to him, why do you think you're a player fucking white girls that white boys don't want? All the white guys fell out laughing at him. He moved out. But yeah, just the most, I don't know, these brothers go dumpster diving for their white women. And this nasty culture dumpster dives for the filthiest trans and put them up as black women. And there are too many black women hiding in their lack of accountability and impunity to allow a dude to call himself a damn woman. I even saw a video where a woman was saying that a man that has sex with with the drag queen masquerading as a woman was straight. It's not true.
No, that's not true.
It's not true. If it's like natural vanilla for Breyers. There's natural vanilla and there's imitation. There's sugar substitute and there's sugar. Women can't be substituted for. A man can't replace a woman. And no matter how many bottles of ketchup a guy puts in his ass or in a crevice that they call a vagina, he's not having a real menstrual cycle. No matter how many Kotex he wears. No matter how good the titty look, it doesn't have mammary glands in it. Nobody's going to get a milks the one out of that shit. Women are unique and indispensable to humanity, and nobody can replace that. Nobody's fucked up white college, university, deviant ideology is going to make women not be God's gift to humanity. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. And fuck feminists and all the rest of y'all. Okay, women are not replaceable. Even if you don't get along with women, even if you're an incel, and all you can do is masturbate and drink Red Bull. women are here, and if there are no women, there's no humanity. And you can have a world full of trannies, and you wouldn't have a human race in 5 to 10 years. Plus, they're all violent with each other and shit anyway. Ask a mortician whose bodies are hacked up the worst when relationships go south. You got two men pretend to be bitches, and then they decide to be men again when they start fighting. Trust me, when a trans is ready to fight, they go right back to fighting like a man. They want to box. They're not like swinging like this. No, they don't. They go right to, no, you're still a dude.
That's why you don't see a lot of women trying to participate in the men's sports as much as you see men trying to participate in the men's sports.
Yeah, but the women open the door by not being happy being women. A lot of women are miserable wretches. The more that men let them be like men, the more unhappy women are. They're sort of like gays. The more shit you give the sexually confused people, the more shit they want. First they want to fuck each other. Then they want to get married. Then they want to adopt kids. Then they want to mutilate kids. Then they want to fuck kids. And pretty soon they'll be animals and shit. And they want to fuck plankton and shit. Oh, the whales getting all the plankton. We want to fuck some of that plankton in the ocean. And we need a law. I mean, this is ridiculous. You can't please this wantonness and that kind of behavior. There's no way for that to be pleased. I don't care what anyone says. Okay, and you take someone like Take Dick's Jakes or Take Dick's Cakes, or for that matter, I consider him a bottom hog, jelly hole Martin. There's never going to be enough of this queer stuff to satisfy people because it does not have an uplifting trajectory. A man and a woman can make a child. Two dudes can make mud pies. And at least lesbians get their teeth flossed. Fewer trips to the dentist, I hope.
I just think that it's very harmful to try to pass off gayness as anything other than gayness. And then just think about the diseases. You know, for a long time, you could even give blood or plasma if you've been playing somebody.
But they need to go back to that. As a person, I was just on the phone with the judge up in Pennsylvania. She lost a family member because they got contaminated blood, like I got.
Crazy.
So think about who is going to give blood. That's an annoying process. A lot of people that do that are prostitutes and homeless people. So you get some of the bottom of the barrel people give blood, not folk, the upstanding, have a minimum of maybe 2 sex partners a year. We're talking about sex workers and shit. They need some money. Damn, I want to go to Steak and Shake. Well, let me give up some blood and shit. They'll give me enough to get in there, right? And
that's what's happening. Giving plasma is not a free donation. You get paid for it, and then they put it in the worst areas where people the worst.
Yeah, well, my blood came from the nigger pile, and it's a miracle that it did not kill me. I was talking to my cousin, who I'll introduce you to, Dr. Green, and he had me talk to the judge up in Pennsylvania. And the same thing that was in my blood was in her friend's blood. It ate up her heart valves, and she had surgery, and ultimately, she died within the last year from bad blood. And
is that suable?
So what?
Is it suable?
And sometimes you can't prove it. And by the time you're all busted up in the hospital, how do you know that that's where it came from? Because do you get where I'm coming from? It's messy. It's messy, people. And they're fighting to be able to, no matter how you live. So if I'm at glory holes, I'm sucking anonymous people's dicks and getting fucked in my ass through a hole in the wall, and I want to make some money. I'm a tranny, and I'm doing all of this stuff. And see, there are lots of parasites and stuff in the blood that aren't even discussed. This is what people won't talk to you about. when they talk about STDs, a lot of the STDs come from parasites and germs that come from people's sexual habits.
Yes.
Understand something. You can kiss someone and it can kill you depending on what kind of parasites they've got.
Well, absolutely.
And so I'm out. I mean, maybe that's why Kamala Harris, you only see her one picture of her kissing her husband on the lips. Maybe that's for the cameras. Okay, maybe he's afraid. I don't want to die. No, right? Okay, remember they had the mask and shit on? Look, when you live a dirty way, you spread your dirt. That's why a lot of folks that work in hospitals, nurses, be swinging both ways, all these infections. My father got infected by someone in the hospital that ultimately killed him 13 years ago today.
Wow.
Today is still we have 1 minute before the 9th. It's the 10th. And by the way, y'all, I want to say this. How many of you are psyched up about the debate? Because I'm hoping that Kamala Harris is doing what I think she's going to do. Kamala Harris, I pray that the Holy Ghost leads you to that mini bar in your hotel room and you get all of the booze that you want. I hope you get so fucked up drunk the way that you want to be. You know that you're a wino. You know that you get fucked up, Kamala Harris. You know that you're
wino.
And she's had the wino. She's a tramp. She's always a tramp. And I'm hoping that mini bar, she empties that shit out, man. And in fact, they take the little latch in the next door and go in the next mini bar. I hope a bitch, a motherfuck Betty Ford. Be yourself, Kamala. Be the whole drunk that you want to be. You know, I feel like doing my song. Can I do my song, y'all?
Your song yet?
Please,
No. Well,
Oh my God.
we were saying, y'all, that we needed a song. Because I had a song, right? For Biden. Remember the one like the...
Oh my goodness, he has the
Mr.
tambourine.
Biden.
Oh, yeah, you gotta
Right?
get the tambourine.
Who do you
No, really,
think you
stop the
are,
tambourine.
Mr. Biden? We're never gonna vote for you. You know you wear it pins beneath your clothes. Oh yeah. Oh yes you do. You think we blacks are forced to give us your votes when you locked all the brothers up, Mr. Biden. Who do you think you are? Okay, but we had that for right, but you know. But then I was thinking, but Biden's not running anymore, so I need a new song.
Look, DrRandyShort, let me just say this real quick.
Say
When
it.
Biden shows up tomorrow, yeah, I didn't mean it, and I wanna go ahead and for president.
It's too late. That dude spent more time in the beach than the starfish. Fuck him. He's done, and so is his little junkie son. He's pleading guilty to keep their asses from locking him up. Then, because he's a pedophile, and some of those people have seen that damn computer, man, they will fuck him like he's Pam Grier if he goes to jail, even in a government jail. Yes, they will.
I just wonder that I know he's been on the beach. I mean, I've seen the pictures, but
Up on the
way
boardwalk, huh?
the way that they don't actually have to be accountable for anything because the people
He's
that vote
white.
for them-
What the fuck are you talking about? He's white. He's rich. What the hell is he gonna be accountable for? He's not accountable for putting his finger in a woman's pussy. That woman had to leave the country. Now, Donald Trump talked about pulling a pussy, and they're down on him for talking about pulling a pussy. This one said he stuck his finger in, and they made that bitch have to leave the country for fear for her life.
You're a lot. What?
Yeah, I mean, where have you been? The woman that came out. You think that those senators and people don't fuck their staffs? Do you live in the
Oh, no,
D.C. area?
Right.
You live in the D.C. area. These senators and people are nasty. Look, who do you think was fucking that guy in the Senate hearing room? I think it was the senator himself. Remember, nobody investigated, and you don't think they couldn't find? You don't think they have cameras in that room to watch? And they know exactly, and it's a ritual to get fucked in the ass in the Senate hearing room. Come on, now get off. No, don't. You from up here. You know how nasty DC is. You know how nasty. No, no, no. DC is nasty. Federal DC is nasty. It's got a big stone dick in the middle of it. What the hell you think that means?
Sounds like a fallacy.
I mean, yeah, so my point is, I believe that senator fucked that boy in the ass. And remember, no punishment, no jail, no investigation. Just like the cocaine in the White House. It either belonged to that damn Shirley Temple looking bitch, black Shirley Temple looking bitch, or it's Kamala's, or it's Hunter Biden's. And Jill's ass looks like she's done a few lines herself. If she has as many lines of coke as she had in her face, we know she's a cokehead too. That's probably why she gets along with Hunter.
That's
when you really don't like dope, you have a hard time being around addicts. When you like dope and you like freaky swinging shit, like the way she slobbered on Kamala's husband and shit before she was, no. That whole family is nasty. The kids are on drugs. And the guy's fucking his niece, fucking his sister-in-law. Come on. Don't do that to me. I live here. It's a nasty-ass city. My grandfather was a guard at the White House before they let niggas have guns to be at, and always talk about not telling about what he saw because he didn't want his family killed. My grandmother got the fuck out of there too. My grandma was in the damn White House, had to get the hell out, and never talk about it. You never heard about it because you could get killed for that shit. We have to keep nasty white people's secrets. That show Scandals, that shit's real.
I was gonna say House of Cards is sounding very.
It should be called House of Fags or House of Farts or House of Turds. There's some nasty ass people here in the city. They come here to be nasty.
Yeah.
Let me give you a piece of DC history. What were the two leading businesses in Washington DC in say 1820? 20 years after the city was established.
Bars and hooking.
Bars and whorehouses, exactly.
I was right. There you go.
That DC, a big part of DC is about getting high and fucking. Before San Francisco took off. This is San Francisco East, and we even have streetcars now. And our mayor boasted within the last 4 weeks that DC was the gayest city in the country. Our mayor said so. And speaking for herself, she probably has enough fur balls in her throat for us to for me to make you a mink coat, Sister Black Rose. Damn, you'd never be cold again. Anyway.
Not with the hair from the cat fur and the back of her throat.
Yeah, no, she has enough fur ball. I mean, we'd have fur and shit. No, just it's a nasty city. It's always been. It's freaky, but I want to say this about the Bidens. Let's not lose the point. The Bidens are nasty. Kamala is nasty, and it's always been like this. And you start looking at how awful it is. It's just like that. And I mean, and they used to abort babies in the basement of the White House. So babies used to die down there. That's where they kept the black people. Yes, they had side pieces in the basement. Sure they did. Sure they did. They did. And it's maybe eight, and lots of black babies died down there. The place is haunted.
Let me let's throw this out there for the dissenters in the room, because we were giving James Earl Jones some flowers because of his role in the
we
limelight.
love James Earl Jones. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So then you've got people who will say, "Well, why are you giving him credit? You're shitting on Kamala and her white husband. You're doing that thing, Dr. Short." And look, for the road, I love that Dr. Short loves black women. So fuck y'all for thinking that.
Well, look, I don't like ratchet ass black women. Clean the fuck up. The same way they don't like men that beat women's asses. Why can't we have a standard of black women that aren't likable? Why is every sloppy, rude, nasty, crude black woman? Hoes ain't lovable. Act and live and be lovable, and you get love. How dare some of these ratchet hoes out here carry on the way that they do publicly, where it's embarrassing to see you, and we gotta fall all over you, who the fuck do you think you are? Thank God for Kevin Samuels. And by the way, my passport will be renewed. Grow the fuck up. Compete. Black men are told to compete with white men to have as much money to talk to you. Why can't you keep your weight down? Why can't you have a decent attitude? Why can't you wear your hair naturally? What's all this nasty rope shit you got on, and tattoos on your eyeballs, on your titty, kids by a million different people? It's not everybody, there's too damn many. There was a little video, you saw it, Black Rose, where the women were getting on the scale and they were 300 and 400 pounds. That shit's not normal. That ain't normal, and it's not likable. Body shame my ass. Black men get shamed. When you get erectile dysfunction naturally, he catches hell. When you're morbidly overweight because you won't control your what you eat, you're supposed to be understood. I have never seen a fat black man demand to be loved or accepted. You know what he did? He took his fat ass to the gym and lost the weight.
Amen.
And sit up and I'm big bone. You ain't no fucking dinosaur. You're a person. You okay? Get the fuck off that. To hell with that shit. Grow the hell up.
Even Lizzo started going to the gym and
because you know why? People like me criticize Lizzo, and I told you couldn't even say anything about Lizzo on social media to shield her from being told that you're a fat disgrace.
Yeah.
Okay, and no, you're not entitled to be so fat that everybody has to worry about knowing CPR to help you get through until the ambulance comes. Lose the goddamn weight. Learn how, in fact, I'm going to say this. When we do our Women's Summit, we're going to talk about health. Remember we talked about that, Black Rose, and you can come too, Sister Eve. And it's very simple. When black women were serious about health and nutrition, they kept the community alive. They knew how to cook, nutritious stuff. I see these hoes in the store with a bass cart full of soda, full of ramen noodles, full of popcorn, chips, stuff full of sugar and salt and chemicals and all kinds of, and not one damn green vegetable. I mean, and by the way, getting plenty of money through child support to feed and give these kids the worst food, ketchup flavored potato chips, and giving them the fake macaroni and cheese that you do on the stove instead of baking the shit. Think that cooking for your kids is slavery. Shouldn't have fucking had them. It's enough of this. No patriarch. Grow the hell up. Get used. Black men have listened to you carp and bitch for 50 years. Now it's time to hear how we see it. And damn, and you know what? For every person that's pissed off, there are women all over the world that would love to be with a man that can cook, a man that isn't violent, a man that doesn't have bastards with 100 different people. So what you think is no good, and most of you haven't traveled anywhere, take your asses to another country, not to the Caribbean where you have to pay to get screwed, but go somewhere else and notice. And if you, it's not like Golden Corral. Go down to Brazil. I dare you, and think that a comida por kilo, which is not all you can eat, it's you pay for the food by how much you eat. So if you get $50 worth of food, you're gonna pay $50. It's not like Golden Corral where you can eat $100 worth of food and pay $20. Go somewhere. I'm angry with this empowerment. I'm angry that less is better. I'm angry that black women, too many, are less than what black women used to be just a generation ago. How dare someone tell me I should expect less of you? We're talking about women in homeless shelters with bastards who want a millionaire.
That part.
Who the hell are you? Who told you that? And talk about white supremacy beauty standards. Well, you're not trying to keep none of them. White women starve themselves almost to look like a boy to appeal to white men. And black men say simply be proportionate, baby. And you go, that's body shaming. But when they get a white man, they will lose weight. When they get a white man, they'll share money. When they get a Latino dude, in fact, if one of them hit them, they don't call anybody. They'll swing on a black man and call the police, and they know the police will take the man off to jail. Fuck him up, fuck up his job, fuck up his driver's license, and then attack him. Try that with any other group of men. You guys need to be confronted with the scarcity that black men will fucking outsource your jobs if you don't come up to speed. To hell with that son that don't like women. Been an advocate.
These days on your passport travels.
When I win a passport, I have women friends all over. The difference is they're passport hoes and they're passport bros. Black men that look for a wife because they don't meet women here that want to be wives, they basically want their pussy subsidized. They don't want to be anybody's helpmate or wife or mother. They don't want to do that. You want to kill a baby. You think that a man should just exist to pay your damn bills. That's insane.
It is.
Okay, that's insane. For the men that go overseas to get married, if that's what they feel necessary to do, that's called freedom. The same way they say, you know, it's my body, well, it's his dick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, for the guys who go overseas to hoe and trick, that ends quite tragically.
Yes.
Be very careful. So I don't commend or encourage black men to go anywhere else to take the vile, stupid, simp, pussy, get pussy at any cost and don't respect the people that have the pussy. Try that shit somewhere. You will find yourself in a ditch somewhere, poisoned, stabbed, or killed. And by the way, for the black men that have no self-control, good riddance. I wish they could kill all the sorry-ass black men. Get the fuck out of the way. I'm tired of the pedophiles. I'm tired of the predators. I'm tired of the niggas who look more at the woman's pocketbook than her ass. Fairness to the people who don't like me. I don't give a damn. I'm fair as hell. I want the men to do what they're supposed to do, and damn it, having a pussy does not mean that you aren't accountable. That's a lie that the youth of black men give you because they just want access to you, so they'll never tell you. And they'll have like 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 fat girlfriends who subsidize them being male whores. That ain't love. You're a fucking public utility. We need families. We need mama and daddy and baby and grandpappy and grandmammy. Okay? We need men that can be loyal and faithful, and we need women that are loyal and faithful, because without that, we're not going to be able to survive all the illegals and all these other people who are organized, and they've at least figured out how they're going to exist. We're still got our finger up our ass thinking that we're sucking on it.
That's a good point. Go ahead.
I'd like to ask you guys a question. Have you heard about what's that girl name? The Brat?
Yes, and with her son, they're getting divorced. You know why?
She been slipping off getting her some.
But the brat has done to the woman that paid for everything the same thing that some of these women do to the men they get. Feel, well, I have a pussy, I'm owed all this stuff. What the hell? What about what you could give to the other person?
Like because she's the famous one?
No, that's not it. The one that's not famous is bringing in all the goddamn money. Okay, this lady feels like since I'm famous and that she's transferred that lack of accountability from a man to a woman. And this woman ended up saying, you know what? Dick is better. Duh. Dick's always been better.
Yep.
And that's part of this thing. So, you know, nobody's begging these little folks in your group for women to like what the hell we're saying. Dick is better. You find a good man that loves you, he'll be better. Dykes fight all the time. And y'all can beat each other's asses and the police won't come when 2 women are fighting unless they take both your asses to jail. But if you're with the man, you could beat him, lie on him, and put his ass in jail. And if you have kids, he won't want the kids to lose the mother. That nigga will go to jail over a lying bitch.
That's
But
for sure.
but a
I
stud,
don't think that you can chop off your titties and insert a penis because they're still not going to intervene.
yeah, a stud will not do that because a stud is a woman. And so in fact, these women who are miserable being women, I'm sorry for you. You hate God. You hate life itself. That's why you kill babies and your vaginas are crime scene. And that's why the black people are being overrun by all the other people who have their kids. No other group of women in this country kill babies like y'all do. No other group of women get divorces like you do. No other group of women get overweight like you do. No, none of them celebrate lesbianism. Well, some of them. Y'all got some work to do, just like black men have work to do. And get used to hearing people who aren't begging. Having traveled to other countries and you meet people, the way that people look at you, speak to you, and it ain't always a green card because it can't always tell what country you're from. Over here, I can tell you, walking to black men, you can encounter a lot of hatred and hostility all day long from people you don't even know. And I'm supposed to want to put my life up aside. Fuck that. Y'all better get your damn attitude together. And while there's time, and by the way, the sorry ass black men, they're the kind that aren't going to travel. And the sorry black men that travel, they'll learn real fast how quickly you can get poisoned or killed. They don't learn the language. A lot of sorry ass niggas travel. I'm talking about black men. Let's talk about persons, PWPs, persons with penises. The stupid ones that travel, that don't learn anything about the country that they're in, that think that they can roll the same bullshit that they do here in another country, get checked real fast, get robbed real fast, get poisoned real fast. So you now at the same time, I saw the little video, maybe you saw it too, Black Rose, where the black woman went over to Bangkok to grit on the Asian women that were hanging with black men, and nobody paid attention to them. And everyone knew they were American black women because they were so big. I don't think they had a bar stool that any of them could fit on.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, so at some point, reality, they've done this on purpose. This is part of a CIA population control project, the way they fucked up black women mentally with feminism. Yeah. And so all this shit, you think you're not even talking to me, your own talking points. You're giving me white supremacy talking points. So, and you can't compete. Okay, so I'm talking what's real. Travel, go somewhere else. Women overseas, they may not, behind may not be as big. I can't wait to go to Japan and other places. I have cousins, people married to Japanese people. They're happy. Go to Brazil. I've heard women say cooking for a man is slavery. Really? Wow. But him paying your bills isn't slavery. This one-sided narcissist, this pork chop feminist shit, it doesn't count. It's over. And let me say this to all the little ignorant sisters out there listening. If Kamala Harris becomes president, the hatred against black men, you will begin to get black male level hatred. And you will all get called Kamala. And when there's not enough food or enough anything, they will take this out on you. And a lot of you that are too good to have men around, I can't wait to see you fight the illegals and these other violent gangs, these white folks who have, I want to see how well that goes. I already know what's going to happen. A lot of folks are going to get their asses kicked in remote areas, and they're going to discover, ooh, black men have value. No matter how jacked up black men are, I can assure you, because I've heard these women's groups, if I went to a room full of black men and said black women, all of them were valueless, first thing they say is, dude, you're a fag.
Yep.
But you know what? When the black women get together and trash black men as a collective, and some of them are dykes, it's okay. This is an abomination that nobody's held accountable. There are definitely righteous black women. That's why we're going to have our WASI Summit for our good sisters. For the ignorant ones that don't make it on the ark, you're going to get washed away in the great flood. Won't miss you.
Oh.
Okay? And here's and the people speaking that are young, or if they're old and bitter, let me just say, already there are 1 million black women above the age of 60 who are unmarried with no children. Their parents are deceased.
Yep.
They're going to be at the mercy of the foreign healthcare workers, and those folks are brutal.
They're raping people left and right.
They steal, they mistreat, they do all kinds of stuff. Y'all gonna catch hell. All the black women that are too good for they're gonna price themselves out of being in relationships. They're gonna catch hell as over, and they're saying 60 is the new 20, and your fucking dreams. 60 is an aged out person.
He's not even being mean, y'all. It's just the landscape.
I mean, y'all need to come off of this pussy inflation. Okay, you don't like inflated food prices? Black men don't like inflated pussy prices. Prices need to come down. Need to be cooperative. Need to be friendly. Need to be someone wants to be around. Need to be loyal. Stop trying to be so goddamn masculine and mannish. Femininity is beautiful. It's lovable. A woman aping being a man is as disgusting as a man aping being a woman. Now, it's interesting that men that ape being women get called names. All you broads wearing men's drawers, men's socks, men's shoes, men's shirts, men's jackets, men's hats, even in the goddamn church, and no one says anything to you. The upside is you get to do what you want. The downside is, deep down inside, once men have an option to be with a real feminine woman over a woman that's trying to be fucking Black Hulk Hogan, they'll dump you like a hot potato. It's the time is running out. The time is running out. And let me tell you, it's time to be serious. Be the best woman that you can be, not the worst. Be the best man you can be, not the worst. Think about what you can give in a relationship as much as you can take out of it. And if that's too much for you, then damn it, die alone. In fact, sex toys get boring. That's why most lesbians that are pretty find their way back to men at the end of the day.
At the end of
the day, things go better with dick. Except for if you're a man.
Yeah, there was a song back in the day that said, get some D in your life.
Yeah, and get some common sense in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, you won't believe what happened. We're telling so much truth. I hope I'm anchoring fuck all you feminists, damn you hoes. We're in rebellion. I'm a patriarch. I'm here to destroy feminism. I wish if I had a blowtorch and I could just destroy all of feminism, I would do it. Not women's rights, not women going to school, not women being bright, not women having their own money, not women owning property, but women trying to be dudes. I hate it. And every other common sense man hates it too. And we need to stop begging for pussy and telling the people with pussy, I'd like you better if you didn't have men's clothes on. Now, how many women want to screw a man with a dress on? So why should a man want to screw a woman wearing men's clothes? Who the hell told you you could be a woman and a man at the same time? A hermaphrodite is a freak of nature. We have a fight up in here. I mean, shoot. And that's why I just want to see a black woman in the White House. What if the hoe is incompetent? And Kamala's incompetent. I can't wait until the debate. I can't wait until the debate. And I still haven't done my song. Oh my God. I'm going to wait. You know, Eve's system crashed. You know, when you tell the truth up on this social media and you start writing, people come after your ass. People
Yeah.
don't like this. What about the 16-year-old who killed the person that tried to traffic her? If you're still on here, nigga in Christ, my question is, how come when a black girl kills a person that trafficked her, where are all the black feminists? Had that been a black athlete that slapped his girlfriend back, that would have been front news. I mean, Oprah Winfrey with her Ozempic using ass would have been saying something. How come there's no real movements for women's advancement, for the improvement of life for women? Among these black women that have so many fucking opinions and so much power and influence, they have the big fucking Mexican mariachi band hats and shit on. Why don't they do something that improves the lives for the average black woman in this country? Places in South Carolina where people work where they don't earn enough money. Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee. Where's the movement for the women that clean hotel rooms? When Trump was talking about black jobs, instead of bitching about him saying black jobs, make certain that those black jobs are high paying. The minute they became high paying, all of a sudden they wouldn't want us in it. Where are these hoes to fight for the women that get raped in the military, that get raped in prison, that get raped in school? Where is this advocacy? It's amazing. You say something about some overweight, loudmouth, blabby-faced broads, and everybody's all up in arms for when women are being killed, wombs being yanked out. Crickets. You know why? Because a whole bunch of hoes are cowards. They'll jump on a single man that tells the truth, but when there's a system that dogs black women, they don't got no fight. I haven't seen it. It's easier to pretend Megan Stallion's a black woman that's empowered than to recognize that they're replacing you with fake imitation sodomite men that make black women look trashy.
You better say that.
I don't care what nobody says. So, you know, I have classy people in my family who know who the father of their children are. You could do some genealogical research a couple hundred years, because it seems as if some of the men in my family apparently didn't want to, you know, they didn't treat their cum like it was rice-a-roni at a wedding, throwing the shit everywhere. Needs some character. Okay, so anyway, I want to do my song, but Eve isn't here. Where's Eve? I don't think she can get back. Whew. Now, y'all, let's talk Black Rose. Let's talk about this debate.
Okay.
I think that Donald Trump, as crazy as he is going to control himself, because he's been waiting, chomping at the bit to go after Kamala. What do you say?
I think so too.
And do you think Kamala's going to be, you know, she's going, you know, Donald Trump hasn't had to listen to any woman talk bad about him as much that he didn't get to screw. So Kamala's going to be like this unique cultural challenge to him, that he's got to deal with someone who's not available to him, that doesn't want to do what he says, that's trying to take him out. I think that Donald Trump, and it's going to pick up after the debate, because the thing is, Tulsi Gabbard, who's a light-skinned Indian, is coaching Trump on how to go after Kamala.
After Kamala,
and
right.
Kamala, as a dark-skinned Indian, even though she's a Brahmin, she's got that color inferiority. It's going to be wild. These conversations that I've been having, and Sister Miriam, put it up there if you can. If you can go to Negro Gate IV and put that article that's talking about Kamala Harris being a Hindu, to share that shit. Because it's going to come up. I'm telling you, it's coming up. Angry Black Men's Book Club. And I was, you know, this is going differently. We started later than what we wanted. But let's just ask ourselves, and let me see. Um, First and foremost, what do you think Kamala's gonna really do tomorrow, Black Rose? You're a black woman. What do you think? And do you think Kamala Harris is a black woman? How many of y'all think Kamala Harris is a black woman?
It's no thing to it. She's not. I mean,
Well, why would you say that? Isn't her father from Jamaica?
that doesn't make him black, and he's not. He's not black. He's never said he was black. His heritage is Coolie. He's Irish and one of those Indian Jamaicans. Her mom is Indian. When Kamala was cooking on that little show with that other little racist Indian actress, both of them said they were from what, North India?
No, she's from South India. She's
Okay,
a Tamil Nadu Brahmin.
Yeah.
Now,
Okay,
did you know that
yes.
Kamala Harris's father is voting for Trump? So they're fighting. Did you know that Kamala Harris's father lived here in D.C.? Less than a mile from the White House, and she's never even had him over for food. Maybe he didn't want to eat greens that have her ass bacteria in it. Okay.
Right. The last time we've heard publicly, I'll say that I've heard something from her father in relation to her is when he denounced her speaking about she's Jamaican, so of course she smokes weed.
Mm-hmm.
She's a disgrace. And you know it's pitiful when your father is not dealing with you.
Well,
You're not
William
dealing with
Jones
them.
here says that she comes from one of the most top racist groups in the country. That's true. And even in
Yeah.
Jamaica,
Yeah. Mhm.
the Indians and Asians discriminate against black Jamaicans. It's a fact.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
it's a fact.
It's
All
a
over the
fact.
Caribbean that there's this issue. Um, Frankly, the Black Greek letter people have shown their syphilitic assholes to us that they don't care about black people. And anybody sitting up in those stupid organizations at this point, they're just, fucking waste products.
Listen.
I mean,
when
why?
she
I mean,
ran for, okay, well, you can still pull up the newspaper article, the front page, when she won Senate. It stated first Indian Asian or Asian American.
yeah, she's not a black woman. Now, her father, now, it's said that she and her father had a fight recently and that her father is voting for Trump. Now,
Is that what it is?
yeah, her father's for Trump. I'm going to tell you something, what I really think happened, because you've never heard how the mother and father broke up, but I think I know.
What?
Kamala Harris's father isn't a Brahmin. And the people that went to Jamaica that were Indian were the Coolie. They're untouchables, low caste. Even though her father's at Stanford and all of that, the Indians in the caste system, they don't recognize that. They considered her mother ritually impure to screw him. And they busted the marriage up. Talk to some people that have dealt with Indians, and people, I have lots, I know Indians. And the family says, we don't care if he's a doctor, he's rich, he's not good enough, he's not, as they say, twice born. You're not, twice born means you've been reincarnated. The Brahmins, the top of the Hindus, feel like they're reincarnated. That means they're born more than once. The lower people, the inferior people, don't get to be born again because they're trash. They don't come back as human beings. They come back, as a lizard or, a snail or a parasite up somebody's ass. This is what these people believe, and that's how they see us. And so the way
Why
she
would
treated
anybody
black
think
people in
she's
California, is how they treat
Thank you.
the untouchables in India or the Dalit. This is what's happening. And by the way, the Boule and other people have lied about India because they put a sodomite, child molester, racist named Mahatma Gandhi and made you think that he's the fucking author of black people's civil rights when he hated black people's guts. It's so fucking despicable, the stupidity in the black community. They hear about Gandhi, but you never fucking read Gandhi. Have you ever read what the hell he's saying? Or found out what he felt about black people, that he was in Africa killing black people for white people? Or that he tried to do a genocide on the black version of Indians. Was prepared to do it. And he's my damn inspiration for civil rights? I'm sorry, King family in Atlanta. Y'all fucked this thing up real bad.
Well, I'll
And
tell you this, in
I'm coming
Memphis,
for you niggas
we
down in Atlanta.
protested that.
We coming for you niggas in Atlanta
We're
for
coming
lying
for you.
about this, for having this Gandhi statue, a man who hated Christianity. Why do you have a person that doesn't like Christianity statue on the lawn of a black church with that little strange Mr. Potato Head looking, what's his name, Raphael Warnock at
Oh my
Ebenezer
gosh.
Church? Oh, he's such a disgrace. And he hates his wife who caught him with the man. That's what's alleged.
Oh,
Real talk.
my
Okay.
goodness, my goodness. Well, let me just say this quickly. In Memphis, we rose up in protest when the Civil Rights Museum, the Lorraine Motel, wanted to install Gandhi. Gandhi. They still installed him, but at least we did protest. We protest. There
That's,
was
you know what,
someone that was
because those
killed
people
around the
give
time we
money, and that's to make it seem as if black people owe their civil rights to Indians. It's a goddamn lie. But there's certain boule niggas that get bribed. People who take bribes are trash. They're scum.
Yeah.
I said it. I stand by it. I don't care who doesn't like me.
Stand on business.
It's time for us to get tired of this.
Yeah, and
And
we
so
are tired of it.
I'm looking forward to the debate. It's now 12:39 a.m. Do you guys realize? Yes, it's crackianity, nigga in Christ. It's bullshit. It's not even real Bible shit. And I am a Christian, but a Christian doesn't say that you kiss other people's ass, you get destroyed by other people, you lie, you attribute everything to people who hate your guts. That's some slave bullshit. That's not biblical. Weak, sorry, and it would come out of Atlanta. Everything is twisted, even their understanding of black people's existence. Not just their sexuality. That's a strange ass place. I
I
feel
do
uncomfortable
believe.
when I go to Atlanta. I don't know what people see in it. And I'm not trying to say all the people, but there's like there's something wrong in Atlanta. And the black people success spelt with the K. It ain't
Oh,
enough
they
for
love
me.
it, man.
Ain't
Oh my
enough for
God.
me. Ain't enough for me. Now, let me say this because we're going to do a show later today. Oh, yes, we are. We're going to do a show today.
Are we
And
gonna do a debate watch show or what?
yeah, I think I'm going to do a debate show. Yes. Y'all want me to do a debate show? Because I can't wait. But I want to let all of you guys know. And I still need a bio from you, Black Rose. And we're going to be doing a WAZI Summit on December 14th. Sister Miriam, I want your bio. I want your bio. I'm going to try to put together. We're going to focus in on, I think, two things, mostly on black women and health. Star, send me a bio if you want to participate. I want to talk about black women and health, and maybe we'll do 3 hours. And because our sisters need to be healthy mentally and physically. And in fact, when people are healthier, they don't make stupid decisions. They don't think someone thinking that you're proportionate weight, that you're picking on them. Do you guys know they did my A1C today? And in spite of everything, it's steadily going down. Pretty soon they're gonna have to stop saying, "Oh, you have diabetes." Maybe I don't. But I did lose some pounds. I think I lost about 13, and I want to lose some more. I need to lose about 35 pounds. And it's not like I'm super hulking, but I still weigh too much. I just do. I need to lose it. I'll feel better. My health will be better. And I don't feel body shame telling you I need to lose about 30 pounds. It's not going to bother me. It's not going to hurt me to lose at least 20. 20 would be easy. Lose 20, lose 30 would be cool.
I lost 30.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, and I don't feel like
Actually, a little bit more than 30.
somebody hates me because I lose something. They're talking these people that weigh 400 pounds. Well, why don't you just like me? Well, why don't you like niggas that are broke? I don't think Eve is going to get back in here.
Well, what happened to Eve?
Her system crashed. Y'all need to know when people do these programs and they're talking about stuff and people don't like it, things can happen. Your phone can go wrong. And it happens only when you're doing the program.
Yeah. It's when you're doing a program, everything crashes. In fact, my battery went all the way down. I'm going here to plug it in.
Yes, well,
right now.
this is incredible. We need to do this again. You know what, guys? I feel better, and I'm gonna just tell y'all. I want to thank all the people that follow the Angry Black Men's Book Club, even the folk who can't stand me. That's okay. Maybe I don't like you either. Should I do my song? No, I should save it. I'm gonna save my song for tomorrow.
Save it for tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I got a song for Kamala, y'all. I got a song for Kamala, and
Well, I wish we could play a clip of that other one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, can you play that clip?
Can I
Just
play
say
a
the
clip?
words.
Let me see. Hold on one second. I'm gonna stop this channel right here. Because in order for me to do that, no, I can't do it because I have all of my things tied up. And you know what will happen? They'll put they'll bother your
Okay.
you don't want them to put, you know what, eventually we're going to be on Rumble. I can't wait. I got a couple of things to do, but
Yeah.
I tell you what, we've been at this for 2.5 hours or 2 hours. We're going to do this again, and I'm going to try to get back on top of this schedule of doing these Angry Black and get into these books. I'm buried in books. Buried and got to get some of this stuff out. Got to get it back. Oh my God. Okay, we're going to do a debate show. We're doing a debate show, and I mean, as soon as I get back from the library, I may just do a marathon. Like go in and just be in and start tripping early in the day. And let me see, maybe I could do that. Start about 6, 5,
Make sure
6
you
o'clock.
call me because I'll be here because you know the hurricanes.
Oh, you got the hurricane.
Yeah,
That
keep us
so
in-
we
keep us
could
in
we
prayer
could
down
do
here, please.
what if we did a marathon show and just some
Oh,
like
that-
bad nigga marathon. We don't give a damn. I think we'll do that. I think we'll do that. So you know what? I want to remind everybody a couple of things. Because, and again, I want to thank everyone for the prayers. Sister Miriam, Sister Star, everybody, I want to let you guys know, in terms of health-wise, I don't know what it exactly means, but y'all need to know that the PSA that I had for the cancer has dropped by 25% or more than 25%. Just to let you guys know, whatever, and I'm going to have a new PSA in a few weeks. So
Okay.
they told me, of course, everybody knows I've been honest. I've been dealing with 2 cancers, or either a super invasive prostate cancer, but the great news is that it has dropped from like 435
Praise God.
to 300 something, 308.
Hallelujah. Glory be to God.
So yeah, I thank God for it.
Mhm.
And I'm
Glory to
waiting.
God.
I did a blood test, and so I'll find out. I'm hoping that the PSA drops by another quarter, or by a third. That would be wonderful. So keep praying, because we're healing, and everything that people are doing. I'm taking the herbs, using the things. I have some yogurt upstairs. I'm gonna put some soursop powder in it. Everybody that sent me a donation for health, I've been taking olive leaf extract. I've been doing various things to try to do that. I want to thank my brother Avis who bought me like 15 pounds of greens. I cooked them all and I saved all the stems and I made all of this greens. Hold on one second. Something fell. Uh-oh. One second. So I had all these greens and I had kale juice and green juice. And so I want to let everybody know if you're having a prostate issue. In fact, I just got some today. I got some, what is it? Garlic oil. So I'm going to be having the garlic oil with my greens, also with my kale juice, as well as been taking soursop and mushroom extract, and pretty soon I'll be taking the reishi mushroom. And I've been working on my guts, taking Activia, because up until I don't have the sleeve on anymore. I had the Billie Holiday shit that you would see, because I had a line that went into my veins, so I had to like do infusions for like 4 weeks. Now I'm restoring my gut. Once my gut's better. No, I haven't been out in the garden. I'm not messing with the garden yet. That'll be next year. This year, the only garden is me, but I am going to be out next. I'm going to be out next tomorrow. I'm going to go down. I'm going to be in the hood, in the library, with the fake black people. and get some stuff done. But I want to let y'all know it's that a lot of...
Are you still picking up genealogy clients?
Yeah,
You
I'm
might
still...
want to advertise that.
I'm probably gonna start that. Let me see. Let me get past tomorrow. The minute I get that done, and once we get past the debate, I'm open. So I'll be willing to help people with genealogical stuff starting Wednesday. I mean, I can sit down and look at it and see. And in fact, especially if I start doing if I get my my Social Security shit hooked up, I will do a sale. And because if I don't have to worry about paying for everything, then I can like do discounting. And I would do a end of the year thing and just do it for the hell of doing it. I just need to be in the habit of going down there anyway and doing research, and I'll get some other books and so forth. But I want to let everybody know that the prayers have been working. I feel good. I feel very good. But in particular, to find out that your PSA has dropped like 25%, and y'all need to know I haven't even been getting medication for the cancer, and it's been dropping. So I think it's people praying and some modification in behavior, whatever. And so I want to thank you. I'm thinking if it can drop 25%, maybe it dropped again. And it's my hope that, they don't radiate my dick. God, if you want my dick radiated, why wasn't I born in Hiroshima or Nagasaki? And then the hormone therapy, I don't want to have man boobs and shit, and I can't get any milk or cheese. So I'm hoping that this thing heals. Brother Lonnie sent me some Hercules, said different things. People have advised and sent me stuff and told me all these different drugs to get. There's some stuff in India I'm supposed to pick up. There's all the stuff that's... I've had people send me Essiac tea. My mind is blown at all the stuff out there. There's so many ways to attack when you have cancer, but the first thing you have to do is don't decide that when you hear bad news from a doctor to give up. I absolutely this is why I says I would tell people what's going on. I never imagined having these problems, but it'll come. If you come at a certain age, things will happen. So I'm not whining. I say, oh my gosh. And I'll tell anybody we did this show, Dick Lives Matter and Black Dicks Matter. And we're gonna do I'm gonna do a Black Dicks Matter show. Maybe I should do that and remind people the Black Dicks Matter. But there there's so much that you can do. There are all kinds, there are lots of different strategies. I'm sorry, I had to pull that hair out. Sometimes the hair, I mean, it's like this afro sheen in my nose that makes the hair, they all start growing.
Oh,
Oh, I see one right there. Got it. Okay. I'm sorry. And they start itching when I've got this damn camera on. I mean, I don't even, the minute I get up there,
Your nose always start itching when you're on camera.
yeah, I don't know why that
Why is
happens.
that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. By the way, y'all, pray for my cat, Selfish. They're
What's
racist.
going on with Selfish?
Well, my cat tried to kill the black squirrel. Selfish doesn't like black things.
She been doing that for a long time.
Well, she tried to kill the black squirrel. Did I send you a picture of the squirrel that she took a bite out of that motherfucker, man?
No.
Anything that gets along with me, Selfish doesn't like. That includes my mother. I don't know what that's about, but the cat tried to kill the squirrel, and I think the squirrel also provoked them. She shit in the tree box, and the squirrel came and peed on top of it, and I think that's what really set shit off. That's the cat says, "Fuck this shit." I mean, this is my area. She likes the light colored squirrels, just not the black one. I'm trying to figure out what that's about. And Selfish is still out in the street. Every year they turn on me and they forget who the hell I am. I love squirrels. You know how you treat squirrels. Squirrels won't bother your tomato plants if you feed them. Squirrels are very intelligent. You can talk to them and get to understand. I had a friend who had squirrels that would hit off his tomatoes. Now, how do you deal with squirrels? I mean, I don't want you to kill them, but, you know, I have a good relationship with the squirrels over the last 30 years. Yeah, my cat is a white supremacist in terms of other animals, but she never liked the white people that were next door. Now that the black lesbians are there, she likes them. She doesn't like the white gay couple that lives on the other side of the row house. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the cat. I remember I used to take care of the waterfowl, the geese and the ducks when I was in Prince George's County, and the birds didn't like white people, maybe because the white people didn't respect them. I never had a problem. The birds, I could sit down and talk to them, feed them.
I love birds.
They all had
I love
names.
I feed the birds.
So the birds were, I mean, the geese were big, except there was one that was called Rude. It was a female. I mean, she was probably a feminist. I remember she put her foot on my foot, and I says, "How would you like me to put my big fat ass human foot on that web foot you put on my foot? Bitch, get off my foot." And she did. Right? Y'all think animals don't understand English? Better get your ass off my foot. Shit.
Wait a minute.
And I said, "You stand on my foot this close to Thanksgiving? Are you crazy?"
Oh, I know that's right. You're gonna be in a pot. But now look, speaking of geese and being in the pot.
Oh, did you hear about those people in Ohio?
Yes.
Oh my
In
God,
Ohio,
the
in Springfield,
Haitians
Ohio.
eating the
Look,
cats and
they-
shit and everything, man.
Yes. Other
That's-
people, cats and dogs missing, and then they came and found the lady. She eating the cat right there outside. And one lady was skinning the other little girl cat. Look,
We
little
didn't
girl
realize
said
that
she was
people
looking
eat.
for a cat
I didn't know
for
people
2
ate
weeks.
cats until I went to Ghana. People in Africa do eat cats. Yeah, they eat them. People in Ghana eat cats. It blew my mind. I'd never seen cats with so much humility until I got to Ghana. Cats are not arrogant in Ghana. Those motherfuckers are very polite and they're not picky about food. They eat onions and shit. I'm just telling you,
Oh my
because people fuck cats up in Africa. They will eat those motherfuckers in a heartbeat.
But look, they said the Haitians were going over to the lakes and the ponds and getting the little geese
Well,
and the
see,
ducks, cutting their heads off and taking them home and eating them.
because
And
they,
then they see a dead dog on the side of the road. They pulling over, blocking all the traffic, picking up the roadkill. I said,
did you know that
what?
they've eaten people in Haiti? In case you don't know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh
And
yeah,
so you
oh
know
yeah.
that's some,
There was a
and I'm
yeah,
not saying
there was
all
a video
Haitians.
online.
I'm not
Yeah, we're not
saying
saying all
I'm not
Haitians.
saying I got Haitian relatives. I'm not attacking Haiti. I understand the history, but there's
My
some
cousin is
desperate
part
Haitian
Haitian.
people. Damn, what they've been through,
Hmm.
that they fake it to make it. Okay,
And look,
hard.
let me say this. Let me say this. One person even reported, I think this was at the city council meeting. One person reported one of the Haitian women pulled up her dress and just relieved herself right there in the street. And let me tell you something. Let me say this. I lived in Miami. I've witnessed that. They will
I,
pull their dress up and they will poop
I've
right there on
seen
the side of the
I've
store.
seen
Yeah,
people do that
hmm,
shit in
they do that.
Nigeria, but in the tall grass, it blew my mind. And it's
Yeah,
almost like that
they
woman
do it
had,
right there on the street.
it's like she had a pussy like the doors on Star Trek. You can open that
Ooh,
shit up and shoot out and close it back, put it in, go back
oh,
in.
my
I
goodness.
mean, I mean, I don't know
Uh-huh.
if she had like a clapper and shit on her pussy, but but she was able to piss and didn't get a speck of liquid on her damn dress or her leg. She opened that thing up, closed it. I was like, damn, that was like the door. You know the door slide open and close from Star Trek, the original one with Captain Quirk. That was wild.
Oh, oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, you know how the door slide shut.
Oh,
I mean, a
God.
pee came out, she shut the thing back up, and and she didn't even notice it. It's like, God, she's gonna piss right in front of me.
Didn't even notice it.
And she didn't get, and
So
she knew
this
how
is
to aim. She knew how to aim that pussy. It didn't get on her feet either. You know, I would have splattered some little tickling
ugh.
shit. This, I mean, maybe they get taught that. You know, there's some stuff we don't know. Okay, do you think, sister, that you could piss like that and not get
No,
some on your foot? Okay, so there's
no.
some trade secret how those women can piss and not get any of that on their foot. She pissed. I saw it right there in southeast Nigeria. It blew my mind. See, it's like, and you know how they beam people up on the Enterprise? She had a way where
Yeah.
she could piss down in the stream, almost like she had a dick.
Oh, my
Just
goodness.
saying. Okay. Well, anyway, y'all. Let me see. We've been at this for a minute. Let's stop. Let's stop.
So, we'll pick up tomorrow and
Yes.
do like a marathon.
Yes, we're going to do a marathon tomorrow. I've got to get back
All
into the
right.
habit of doing these, as well
Mm-hmm.
as reminding people about the Patriarch Summit and all these other things. This is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
We need to shut
Mm-hmm.
this down. And my God, but I'm feeling great. By the way, how do you feel about Roland Martin right about now?
What you call them? Jelly roll?
Yeah, Jelly Hole.
Jelly hole. Well, I am just so glad that Jelly hole is getting what he deserves.
Mm-hmm.
Is kicking right back at him because he's always calling us stupid and talking
Well,
about
it's
us,
stupid that he has that,
debasing us,
but you got
berating
that
us
stuff on your work computer.
on your
Don't you
work
know how
computers.
to like have your private computer? You got enough money. You're a millionaire. You could have your porn loaded on your own personal iPad. Seems like you're being
Uh-huh.
cheap. You're acting like those people you come from in Haiti, saving your money, and you're playing where you work, or
Right,
should I say,
right, right.
or say gaying where you work.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Real talk.
Absolutely. I'll be
Anyway,
looking forward to
yeah, I'll reach
your
out to
song
you.
tomorrow.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, the
yes,
song. Let's get ready for the song.
yes.
Everyone tune in. And Dr. Short, you'll probably be here, towards the end of the year. Maybe we may have a dinner with some of your supporters
Yeah,
who would like to
and I've
come.
got, my cousin lives in Fort Worth. one of my
That's a
favorite
long way
cousins.
from here.
That's okay. Well, shit, Southwest. I love Southwest.
Mhm. Oh, I was just getting ready to say we have to catch a plane up there because I don't think I want to
I don't
drive that
want you. I
far.
don't want you to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And
We
they
just
don't have
catch you a
trains.
flight.
They don't have trains and shit down there, do they? No.
No,
Okay. So, guys,
no.
let me just say to you, appreciate it, man. Mm, mm, mm. I appreciate everything that everyone's doing. Um, let's have some fun. But tomorrow, I'm gonna try to be here, and it won't be like before. Guys, let me just emphasize. I nearly bit the bullet. I nearly bit the dust in July. I kept getting weak and tired. Remember that? It's just, I don't know what's going.
Uh-huh.
If you guys don't feel well, please see a doctor if you can. See somebody.
Yeah.
Do because you don't know. I had no idea how bad things were. I kept trying. Sometimes you have to go and deal with those crazy people in the hospital. They're good for more than they good more good than bad half the time. So
Yeah.
that's just why I kept saying I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and in my heart I just wanted it, couldn't wait to get back, and no matter what. But sometimes you have to take care of yourself. I think I'm getting better. I feel energized. I haven't felt this good in like 3 years, and so part of my recovery has to be that we do this. So, and I started off with
Uh-huh.
you, Black Rose, during the Black Power Hour,
Yep.
and
Uh-huh.
and you know what? Tomorrow, tomorrow we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna have this go over. Hey guys, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm gonna probably have a Twitter space, so we'll be on YouTube and Twitter and on
Okay.
StreamYard, because that way we can like talk and move shit around. And I'll talk to people. Sister Miriam, we'll have fun. And Sister Miriam, call me. I want to talk to you. I want to have a moderators meeting at some point. Uh, and I also I'm looking at what I can do with others. We can do more. Now, you have no idea how relieving it is when there's a problem to know what the problem is. When you know what the problem is, then there's a way to solve it. So imagine feeling weird, all these bad things happen, you can't figure out what's going on. Now I know.
Uh-huh.
So I was relieved.
Yes.
And now that I feel better, I can do better. Love everybody. Let me get up off of here. Thank you, Brother
All
William
right.
Jones. Hi, Brother Judah and Sister Brooke. Y'all can call me Sister Brooke. I gotta talk to y'all. Treat me like I'm white. Call me again. MFM, MFM. We need
MFM.
MFM. Be a coon buster. Come back tomorrow. Share this channel. Let people know I'm back and I'm gonna stay back. And unless they
Hey.
take this channel from me, and if they do, I have I have two other channels, so I just keep coming back. But definitely, and don't forget, send a piece. The GoFundMe is still operational. If y'all can't put that GoFundMe up there and remind people, if you could, moderators, that we wanna. I need to send something to Chef C anyway. So,
Okay.
and I like Sister Brick. She ain't a brook. She's a brick.
All
Upside your
right.
head. She will knock you out.
Okay.
So I do want to talk to y'all. So anyway, let me get out of here.
All right.
Let me
Good
stop
night,
with you first.
everyone.
Love you, baby. Bye bye.
Love you. Okay.
That's done there. And everybody, that's for right now. We're gonna do this shit again. I'm I missed talking, and by the way, we're gonna have this for Twitter where people can interact. I actually don't mind answering questions as long as it's not a stupid ass person. Okay. let me stop here. Goodbye. I'm gonna see y'all later.